Hello everyone, this is Sam from Language Atlas, and in this video I would like to show you the Dutch A2 vocabulary Anki deck. In this video we will look at three things. First, I'd like to show the course structure of the Dutch A2 vocabulary Anki deck. Second, I'd like to show you the course content. And third, I'd like to show you some brief editing options. So as you can see, I have the Dutch A2 vocabulary Anki deck right over here. Now normally you would double click on an Anki deck to open it, but I've already done so, as you can see right over here. I will maximize Anki, and we have Dutch A2 vocabulary Anki deck right over here. I will begin with my first point, which is to show you the course structure. Now click on the little plus icon and you can see everything that's inside. You can see that we have 8 chapters. Chapter 1 pronouns, Chapter 2 conjunctions, Chapter 3 verbs, Chapter 4 nouns, Chapter 5 adjectives, Chapter 6 adverbs, Chapter 7 prepositions, and Chapter 8 determiners. If you look at Chapter 4 nouns, you can see that there's a little plus icon in front of it. If I click on that, you can see that there are subdecks inside the Chapter 4 nouns Anki deck. 20 to be precise. They range from academia and intellect, animals, arts and entertainment, all the way to time, maths and numbers, and transportation. Now what I've done is that I have categorized the nouns by theme. So whenever you wish to study a certain theme, you are able to do so. Whether it be body and health, location, time, maths and numbers, or transportation, whatever it is, you can study nouns by theme. So that was the first point that I wanted to show you, which is the course structure. Now I'd like to go to my second point, which is to show you the course content. Now I will do so by showing you 3 Anki decks within the overall Dutch A2 vocabulary Anki deck. This is so you can have a better understanding of the course content. I will show you Chapter 4 nouns, and then within it I will show you home. I will show you Chapter 5 adjectives, and I will show you Chapter 3 verbs. So let's get started with Chapter 4 nouns, and I will click on home and then study now. So this is what we see. We see that we have an English sentence with 2 underscores, 2 blank areas. We have the English translation of that Dutch sentence with a certain part bolded and underlined. In this case is the towel. So it's your job to know what the towel is in Dutch. And we have an image. And an image is a representation of the sentence. And it shows you the word, of course, as well. Now, the reason that you have a representation of this sentence is so that you can better understand the word that you're learning. So in this case, we are going to learn the towel in Dutch. And whenever you face this card, you will see a visual representation of it. Now, many studies have shown that if you have such a visual representation, it helps you to memorize things a lot better. So, first card type, the towel. What is the right answer in Dutch?
De handdoek hangt aan het rek. De handdoek, een handdoek. De handdoeken.
Great. So we were looking for the handdoek. Now you can see that we have 3 areas. We have a sentence area, we have a singular area, and we have a plural area. I'll get started with this one. So in the first area, you can see the correct sentence, and you can see the word that we're looking for, the handdoek. You may have also noticed that the handdoek is bolded and that it's blue. Now I've color-coded all the words in blue, and I've color-coded all het words in green. Dutch nouns are either de or they're het. Now this color coding will allow you to memorize things a lot faster than if they weren't. Whenever you see a blue word, you think, oh yeah, de, bam, I know it. If you see a green word, which we see later, it's a het word, you'll be able to memorize that a lot faster as well. So the color coding will really help you. So we have the correct Dutch sentence with the right answer bolded in blue. Underneath that, we have the IPA notation. This is here for your pronunciation. Now, many people like to have IPA notation, not everyone, of course, but if you want to really be very granular on your pronunciation, you can follow the IPA notation. Underneath that, we have the English translation of the Dutch sentence, and finally we have the audio.
De handdoek hangt aan het rek.
The second area is the singular area. We have the Dutch noun in its definite and indefinite form. We have again the IPA notation, and we have the English translation as well. Underneath that, we have the audio.
De handdoek, een handdoek.
The third area is the plural area. Here you can see the noun in its plural form. So we have the handdoeken. we have the IPA notation, and we have the plural notation as well in English. And finally, the audio.
De handdoeken.
Great. So sentence area, singular area, plural area. Let's continue. The gate is closed. How do you say the gate in Dutch?
Het hek is dicht. Het hek, een hek. De hekken.
Great. So you may have noticed a slight difference over here. We have the correct answer in green. Now, why is it green? Because hek is a het word. And as I mentioned before, blue words are de words. So whenever you see blue words, it's de. But if you see something green, it's a het word. Het words are green. So this will allow you to better memorize whether a word is de or het. And this color coding will aid you so much. So het hek is dicht. We have the IP notation, English, audio.
Het hek is dicht.
And of course the singular area as we've seen before. Het hek, een hek. The IP notation, definite, indefinite form, audio.
Het hek, een hek.
And finally we have the plural area.
De hekken.
Dutch, IP notation, English translation, and audio just heard. Let's continue. The oven is very hot. How do you say the oven is very hot? The oven.
De oven is erg heet. De oven, een oven. De ovens.
Great. The oven is the right answer. And again, the image reminds you of that, and all words are in context. We have the next sentence. The knife is very sharp. How do you say knife?
Het mes is erg scherp. Het mes, een mes. De messen.
Great. So if you want to say the knife, we have het mes. And again, note the color coding. Now, this is the second card type. Now, we have seen this sentence before. We have seen this part before. We have seen the picture before. But in the second card type, your job is to type in the correct answer. Now, the second card type really helps you to type the correct answer, helps you to spell it. So the second card type helps your spelling, which will aid you in your Dutch language learning journey.
De handdoek hangt aan het rek. De handdoek, een handdoek. De handdoeken.
Great. So you can see that I typed in the word correctly. And if you enter a word correctly, it shows up in green. So the second card type really helps you when it comes to spelling the word correctly. Now let's say that I didn't know the correct answer. Let's say I thought like, oh, maybe is it het hek? Maybe something like this. What happens then?
Het hek is dicht. Het hek, een hek. De hekken.
So as you can tell, it was almost correct, but I made one little mistake over here. But whenever you make a mistake, Anki gives you feedback. So everything that was correct is green, but the little error shows up in red. And underneath that, you see the correct answer. So I should have done an H instead of a T. So if you make a mistake, Anki helps you as well. Now I could continue like this, but I think you get the picture. More typing exercises. So that was a little taste of the first deck that I wanted to show you, home. I'd like to go to my second deck, which is adjectives. So let's do that. I'll click on study now. And then we see the following. We see a Dutch sentence, we see English translation, bold and underlined, and a visual representation. So in this case, we have to know what physical is in Dutch. Let's have a look.
Fysieke gezondheid is erg belangrijk. Fysiek, fysieke.
Great. Now you may have noticed that the correct answer, fysieke, is in the color indigo. This does not have a special meaning. The only reason that it's in indigo here is so that you can immediately spot the correct answer. Now, all cards in this deck, with the exception of course of nouns, have the correct answer in indigo. This is purely so you can find the correct answer immediately. In the nouns deck, of course, we have green for het and blue for de. De is blue, green is het. Now, fysiek is the right answer, fysieke, pardon me. Fysieke gezondheid is erg belangrijk. We have the IPA notation, we have the English translation, and we have the audio.
Fysieke gezondheid is erg belangrijk.
And then we have the adjective in its basic form and in its inflected form. We have the IPA notation, English translation, and audio.
Fysiek, fysieke.
So you hear both of them. Let's continue. Regular breaks help to stay focused. How do you say regular?
Regelmatige pauzes helpen om gefocust te blijven. Regelmatig, regelmatige.
Great. So correct answer here in indigo, you can immediately spot it. We have the adjective in its base form and in its inflected form. IP notation, translation, audio.
Regelmatig, regelmatige.
All computers are connected to the network. How do you say connected in Dutch?
Alle computers zijn met het netwerk verbonden. Verbonden.
Great. So we have the sentence area, correct answer indigo, IPA notation, translation, audio.
Alle computers zijn met het netwerk verbonden.
And then we have the adjective area, verbonden, IPA, connected in English, and audio.
Verbonden.
All information is available online. How do you say available?
Alle informatie is online beschikbaar. Beschikbaar, beschikbare.
And we end up with the physical health part as well. So we've already done this before, more typing, so you know what comes next. I would like to go to verbs now, give you a small taste of verbs. We have the same setup. Dat probleem lijkt niet te blank. That problem does not seem to exist. How do you say exist?
Dat probleem lijkt niet te bestaan. Bestaan.
Now, again, this you already know, bestaan is an indigo, but I would like to note one thing. You may have noticed that we have the full verb form over here. Now, all the Dutch verbs that you will learn in this Anki deck have the full verb form. This is also sometimes called the infinitive. The reason for this is that once you know the full verb form, it is easier to conjugate it. So knowing the full verb form is the most important thing, but once you know that, you can conjugate it to different persons, different situations. So once you know the full verb form, you have the basic form and you can do many things with it. That will depend on the weather. How do you say depend?
Dat zal van het weer afhangen. Afhangen.
Great. So again, sentence area, you know this. Verb area, you've seen this as well. Full verb form, IPA, English translation, and audio.
Afhangen.
The boss wants to review your work. How do you say to review?
De baas wil jouw werk beoordelen. Beoordelen.
Great. Beoordelen, IPA, English translation. And we end up with the typing exercises as well. Now, this was just a very small taste of everything you have in here. So that was my second point, the course content. I'd like to go to my third point, which is to show you some brief editing options. Now, many people have asked me, what are the right amount of cards to do per day and how do I change that? Well, this is how you do it. Next to the deck, you have this icon. You click on Options. And once you have done so, a new window opens. And it has new cards per day and it has maximum reviews per day. The new cards per day regulate the amount of cards you see, and the reviews per day regulates the maximum reviews per day. You really want to know this is the maximum. It doesn't mean you have to do all of them every day. Now, I think if you are new to language learning, you're doing this deck, I would recommend 15 to 150. So 50 new cards per day to 150 reviews. I think this is a very decent amount, a really nice amount to do per day. However, if you want to increase it or decrease it, you can to 30, and I can make this 300. And the numbers increase. I can make it smaller as well. I can make 5, for example. I can change this to 50. And that changes as well. But my recommendation for you would be 15 and 150. Again, this is maximum reviews per day. So you do get new cards a day 15 and the maximum amount is 150. Probably maybe even have less. A nice trick is to do this number then times 10. So if you have 15 over here, I recommend you do 150 over there. If we go down, we see an area called FSRS. Now what is this? This is essentially a new algorithm, a better one. Now Anki has a default algorithm, but I recommend that you use this one. Many studies have shown that this new FSRS algorithm is a lot better than the default Anki one. It will allow you to memorize things a lot more effectively and efficiently, so I recommend that you use this. You turn it on, as I've done already over here, and for the desired retention rate, I recommend 90%. I think this is really good starter settings for you. So again, 15 new cards, 115 maximum reviews, and FSRS, turn it on and click on 90%, or type in 90%. Save, and that's it. So that is what I really wanted to show you for a Dutch A2 vocabulary Anki deck. You can get the Anki deck at languageatlas.com. I repeat, languageatlas.com. I will share all the necessary links and information where you can get it in the comment section and description. I'd like to thank you so very much for watching this video, and I wish you the best of luck when it comes to learning the Dutch language. Have a good day and goodbye.